night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. One day I'm going to have bells and whistles and horns and trains and all of that. When I come home, boy, I'm telling you, I got some ideas, man. I ain't lying. Listen, man, when you know your value, people can't run no games on you. Let me say that again. When you know your value, ain't nobody gonna be able to run no games on you. And the reason people are getting games ran on them right now, which is nothing but deception, because they don't know their value. What's going on, Bernie? Well, thank you for joining me, brother. And that's the thing that people gonna have to start focusing on. Man, what's my worth? What am I bringing to the table? And see, your value is nothing but what you think about yourself. Let me say that again. Your value is what you think about yourself. If you don't think you worthy, if you don't think you deserve, if you don't think you are entitled, you will settle for anything that come along and look good. Because you don't know what your value is. And see, let me show you. This is one of the things that y'all need to listen to Everett about, okay? That's it. But see, but see, Bernie, even some people with some integrity don't know who they are. If I ask you right now, who are you? And you look at me like a cow looking at a new gate. What you mean? Who am I? You have a definition. Everybody's got a definition of who they are. But most folk don't know. Example. Man, I am a no-nonsense, compassionate, loving, kind, will kick your butt, father, husband, and granddaddy. That's who I am. Okay? That's who I am. I know who I am. I know what I'm bringing to the table. Okay? Let's get up out of here. Listen, regardless whether I decide whatever I want to do, is my channel. It's my channel. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do on my channel, with or without your damn approval. So get the fuck on up out of here. Okay? That's what you do. Get the fuck up out of here. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. When you know your value, can't nobody come and tell you, oh, well, I thought you was. It's mine. This is my channel. And I can do whatever the hell I want on my channel. Because it's mine. See, that's what I'm trying. This is a good example. See, when you know your value, can't nobody come up and talk shit to you. He was right on time as a good example. See, that's an example how you treat people when you know your value. Get the hell on up out of here. Because ain't nobody perfect. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nobody perfect. And I can't go back and change nothing that happened in yesterday. I can only deal with today. And you want to come up here talking about what I said yesterday. Yesterday dead and gone. This is a brand new day, man. And the problem, the reason we got a lot of young people out here doing some crazy things because they don't know their value. And see, and let me show you, this is why people keep a whole bunch of confusion and chaos around you so you can't focus on who you are because you're too busy putting out fires. And fast as you get one fire put out, they done started another one that you got to put out. And seeing people tolerate all of this because they don't know their value. And they'll accept anything. Let me say that again. When you don't know your value, you'll accept anything. Okay? You'll accept anything when you don't know your value. People can treat you any kind of way when you don't know your value. When you don't understand. See, listen, y'all. Our understanding is being able to apply, to be able to use the knowledge that you have. When you got understanding, you know how to use the knowledge that you have. You can connect the dots. When you have understanding, you can connect the dots of information. You can tell a story when you have understanding because you can connect the dots. And when you don't have understanding, you don't understand the story. You can't follow the script when you don't have understanding. And that's why it's so important. See, one of the reasons crime is out of control, especially in the black community, because we don't understand who we're dealing with. We're dealing with the offsprings of baby kids. A lot of y'all who? Baby kids? I ain't never heard of that. Man, that's back in the 80s. Them run bunches. Well, Bernie, it takes 30 seconds if you know yourself. See, if you have the confidence. And see, and a lot of times we make the assumption that people have the confidence to be able to recognize what's in front of them. And that's all understanding is going to do. It's going to give you the ability to be able to recognize who's in front of you. I told y'all, man, everything has a habit, good and bad. Everything good and bad has a habit, a way of doing things. And when you learn habits, no matter what order they put them in, you'll always be able to identify, oh yeah, I done seen that before. I know. Listen, let me give you an example. See, when somebody getting ready to bring you some bullshit, this is the habit they have. First thing they gonna do is say, can I ask you something? Anytime a person walk up to you and say, can I ask you something? Your response should be no. Because behind that request is some bullshit that you don't even want to entertain. Now tell me I'm lying. Go back and look at all of the people that's been asking, can I ask you a question? And look at the bullshit that comes behind that yes. What is it? It's some bullshit. And I don't care who they look like, what color they are, how tall, how short. When they come up to you and say, can I ask you a question? It's some bullshit getting ready to come. And you got to know it. And sometimes, and look, and the ones that ain't bullshit should know. Okay? We should know. Man, the one thing you don't want to ask nobody, can I ask you a question? You ain't got to ask them. Just go ahead and ask the question. See, the reason they have to get permission is because they know it's bullshit. They know some bullshit is in the game. And when you give them permission, see, they don't feel bad. Because when you start, well, I asked you, could I ask you a question? You see, and let me show you another way you know some bullshit is in the game. When they say, can I ask you a question? And you say no, they get offended. See, they get in their feelings when you say no. No, you can't ask me no questions because I don't feel like entertaining your bullshit. Okay? So just keep it moving. Keep it moving. And why? Because you have some understanding about how people operate that come and do that. And I'm telling you, listen to me, y'all. If you want to improve your life, improve your understanding of what you're dealing with. Let me say that again. See, if you want to elevate, move up, especially if you want a job, man, you got to increase your understanding. You got to increase what you know. And see, you got some people that only know how to do one thing, and they want top dollar. But when you're competing now, man, you got to be versatile. You can't walk in as a one-dimensional person. You got to have 2 or 3, 4, 5 dimensions with you to be able to compete. And this is what our young people are not understanding. See, they got to feel like because they might be a high school dropout, okay? Or barely made it out of high school. So they ain't got no self-esteem right there. And the only thing that they understand is how to degrade themselves to get ahead. That's why OnlyFans is so clicking now. Because a lot of women on OnlyFans don't know their value. If they knew their value, they wouldn't be busting it open for money. If they knew their value, they wouldn't be on OnlyFans busting it open if they knew their value. And you got a lot of women. I'm talking about professional women. I ain't talking about no hoochies. I'm talking about some professional women that don't know their value. Their professional life is clicking, on point. But when it comes to their personal life, that shit is all screwed up. Okay? It's all screwed up. When it comes to their personal life, it's screwed up because of their understanding. And man, when you can, and all understanding is being able to to demonstrate the knowledge that you possess. That's all understanding is. You can demonstrate the knowledge that you possess. You can explain it, and people will get it when you got understanding. See, that's the key to understanding. See, when you start exalting understanding, people can get it. They can relate to it. They see what you mean when you exalt understanding, because you are making it simple for them so they can get it. And when you know your value, you ain't gonna take no crap off nobody. When you know your value, can't nobody come up and talk to you any kind of way when you know your value. Can't nobody treat you any kind of way when you know your value. Because the minute they do something that you don't agree with, you're going to check them. You're going to check them when you understand your value. And right now, you know, the biggest problem, most folk don't understand their value. They don't even know how to find their value. Man, your value is what you're good at. Let me say that again. Your value is what you're good at. That's your value. Now, unfortunately, a lot of men and women only want to be good in their bed. That's the value they bring. That's the value. And see, and you have to be real about that. You have to be real about that. That my value is, man, I'm gonna rock your world. That's what I'm gonna do. And see, you got some people out here talking that talk, but they can't walk it. You know, you see, you got a lot of people talking it, but they can't walk it. Because, see, look, prostitutes know their value in the bed. They don't have any idea what their value is as a person. But when it comes to that sex, they know their value. When it comes down to them and who they are and why they are the way they are, they lost. Okay? But when it comes to that sex, they know their value. And you got a whole lot of people who know their value when it comes to some dumb shit. But when it comes down to trying to build something, trying to unite with somebody, see, they don't know their value. And some folk have a disillusionment about their value. They think they're worth more than what they are. See, there are some people who classify themselves as worth more. I saw where some little girls making minimum wage probably. And the guy asked them, how much money does a man have to make to get with you? And one girl, he got to come with $200,000-300,000. And you wouldn't even know what to do with $200,000 or $300,000 if it came your way. First of all, you wouldn't even know how to entertain a man that made that kind of money because you don't know your value. and you don't know his value, and you don't appreciate his value. Man, if you can't do nothing else, learn your value, man. Learn what you're worth. Stop selling for less. Cause that's what you do. You know, and sometimes, man, you're put in a situation where you might have to accept less than what you want in order to get where you are. It don't mean that you are any less of a person. You just know, man, this is what I got to put up with until I get where I'm going. Know your value, man. Understand who you are. Understand. I told y'all, man, I done read to y'all the power of understanding. And see, and because most of y'all have never heard this information, you discredit it. Because you ain't never heard it before. Ain't nobody told you, man, listen, if you embrace understanding, in a left hand is riches and honor, and in a right hand is long life. A lot of people don't believe that. A lot of people don't believe that statement is true. See, because they think, and believe this, and these are people that believe in Jesus. Don't take that as truth. They feel like, man, it can't be that simple. There has to be a gimmick to that. It can't be that simple. And God say, man, just embrace wisdom and understanding. And if you exalt her, she will promote you. And I'm telling you, the reason we have the situations we have in the world today, what's going on, Jamie? I think Bernie going up out of here. I think Bernie is gone. See, the reason we have the situation today is because most folk don't understand what they're dealing with. And believe me, man, you got to understand what you're dealing with. Man, in fact, take Jamie right here. She support the J6 people that's in jail. And I told her, I said, Jamie, listen, understand where you are and who you dealing with. When you go there, you not need to have some understanding about where you are and who's watching you. Okay? And see, and this is the whole thing, man. A lot of people don't work on their understanding. A lot of people discredit understanding. And your paycheck right now is based on your understanding. What you are being paid right now is solely based on what you understand or how much you understand. That's going to determine your salary. How much you understand will determine how successful you are. And if you understand a lot, if you know a lot, you got a lot to offer. People will bid for you when you bring a lot to the table. See, now you in demand. And that's what a lot of us are not focusing on trying to be in demand for our understanding, for our knowledge. See, because you ever heard that expression, man, that clown is dumb as a rock. You ever heard that expression? Well, and you probably done said, man, they dumb as a rock. Because they ain't got no understanding. Man, they dumb as a rock. Because they ain't got no understanding. See, when you get some understanding, you don't keep doing the wrong thing over and over and over again. When you develop some understanding, because you know, man, this don't work, it ain't right, and it's going to tie my time up with a whole bunch of other stuff. Okay, see, and this is how you need to, this is how you need to treat some people that you come across. Okay? This is how you need to treat some people that you come across with you know, with some kid gloves. Cause, you know, they're gonna bring a whole bunch of other. This is how you need to treat some people. Wait a minute. That you this how you need to you need to treat some people, man. Okay? And I already showed you where you can't take everybody to heart. You can't take everything people say to heart. You can't do that. And when you got some understanding, see, can't nobody get you to do something that's against your will. When you got some understanding, when you got some understanding about who you are, can't nobody get you to come out and say, man, let's go rob this bank. You know, let's get this Ponzi scheme going. When you got some understanding, can't nobody get you to come and do something that's going to jeopardize your freedom. And the reason they can't do that, because you got some understanding about what the penalty is of what they're talking about. That's your understanding. That's the knowledge that you know. And you don't want to go down that road because you know it ain't good for you. Because you know what your worth is. You know, well, see, listen, and I'm glad you told me that, and let me back that up. Let me back that up in the Bible so you can see that I'm telling you the truth, all right? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 21. Also, do not take to heart everything people say, lest you hear your servant cursing you. Do not take to heart everything people say. And you know, you want me to tell you the telltale sign of that person? See, that person that's got an agenda, first question they're gonna ask you, you believe in Jesus? That's the first question they're gonna ask you. You believe in Jesus? Man, somebody come up and ask me right now, I believe in it. Man, get that shit on up out of here. I ain't even interested. Man, take that away from me. I'm not interested. All right? I ain't interested. And that's what and see, and listen, when you have some understanding about who you are, you ain't got no problem saying no. Oh, truth conductor, what? What? What did you just say? Man, when you got some understanding about who you are, you ain't got no problem telling people no. No don't hurt you. It might offend them, but no, when you understand who you are, there's some things I ain't doing that. I'm not interested. No, I'm not interested in that. Take that somewhere else. And see, people will try you to see what they can bring to you, how much you will tolerate. They'll try you to see what they can bring, how much you'll tolerate, how much you don't know. You see, how much you taken for granted. And see, and that's another thing. When you understand who you are, you ain't gonna take nothing for granted. You ain't gonna take it for granted because you understand who you are. See, you ain't gonna take life for granted. You ain't gonna go out here and do something to jeopardize your safety or your freedom. You ain't gonna do it when you understand who you are. And this is, if we gonna turn the world around, man, people need to get real about who they are. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. That's all, man. I just try to speak to people from what I've seen in my 70 years. Because I told y'all, I was a street vendor. And I had to make my living watching people and listening to people. That's how I made my living. Listening to what they asking for. Watching what everybody's wearing. See, because one of the things I understood in DC was this real early on. If it's a thing to do, everybody want to do it. If it's a thing to wear, everybody want to wear it. If it's the place to go, everybody want to go there. See, that's how DC is. And see, my challenge has been making my ideas the thing to do. See, that's when you're successful, when you can take an idea and make it the thing to do. Then you're going to enjoy success. Okay? Then you will enjoy success when you can take an idea of yours and make it the thing to do. And that's what we all searching for. An idea that's the thing to do. But when you understand what you're dealing with, now you don't take it personal. When you have understanding. See, when somebody do something against you, or when something don't go right, see, you ain't gonna take it personal because you got understanding. This is the process I got to go through to get to where I'm going. This is the process. I can't be upset. Only thing I can do is see it through to the end. That's all. And see, and look, and when you got some understanding about who you are, see, you'll know you ain't perfect. When you got some understanding about who you are, you'll know you ain't perfect. You're going to know you're going to make some mistake. And when you make a mistake, like the guy came up in here talking about, I thought this was yesterday was your. It was yesterday. Was my last, but today is a new day. See, I got some understanding. Man, I ain't perfect. I make mistakes. So don't come up in here trying to hold me to a level of perfection that you can't even hold yourself to. See, when you got some understanding and you got people trying to hold you to a level of perfection, you'll understand they can't even meet these standards themselves that they're trying to get you to meet. And you don't take that personal. You look over it because you got some understanding. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling you. Man, I'm glad I stumbled upon this. I'm glad I stumbled upon it, and I'm glad that I can see if it works. I want to see if it works. That's what. Listen, let me show y'all. Y'all see a lot of y'all laughing. That dog. Boy, I opened up the Bible right to it too, boy. Listen, this is Proverbs chapter 3. Happy is the man, verse 13. Happy is the man who finds wisdom, and the man who gains understanding. Listen, happy is the man who finds wisdom, and the man who gains understanding. See, you can have wisdom and don't have the understanding of how to use what you know. Okay? You can have wisdom and don't have the understanding to be able to apply that knowledge. And that's the person you calling dumb as a rock. Because they ain't got no understanding of how to use the knowledge that they have. Verse 14, for her proceeds are better than the profits of silver, and her gain than fine gold. Listen to understanding. She is more precious than rubies. Rubies is a rare stone. She's more precious than rubies. And all the things you may desire cannot compare to her. Listen, length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand, riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. See, you ain't got no sorrow when understanding starts blessing you. Because it say, her ways are ways of pleasantness. You know what? I heard that. Let me look up the definition of pleasantness so you can understand what I'm talking about. Okay? Pleasantness. The quality of being enjoyable, attractive, friendly, and easy to like. See? Her ways of pleasantness, and all her paths of peace. All her paths of peace. All right? Remember over here in chapter 8. Remember in chapter 8? Let me see what I Oh, here it is. Remember in chapter 8, verse 20, I traverse the way of righteousness. We just her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. I traverse the way of righteousness in the midst of the path of justice. That's where I travel. I traverse, I travel the way of righteousness in the midst of the paths of peace, that I may cause those who love me to inherit wealth, that I may fill their treasuries. See, understanding is saying, when you exalt her, when you explain her, when you embrace her, she will cause you to inherit wealth. See, not only will she cause you to inherit wealth, listen, chapter 4, verse 8, exalt her and she will promote you. She will bring you honor when you embrace her. She will place on your head an ornament of grace, a crown of glory. She will deliver to you. And here's the thing. See, a lot of people want to discredit what you're saying based on the circumstances they see you in. Let me say that again. See, a lot of people want to discredit the knowledge and the understanding that you are imparting because they are looking at the situation that you find yourself in. And what they're not understanding, that situation. Bernie is back, Jamie. She might be gone now. And she came right after you left, and now you back, and she could be gone. But man, it's your understanding about who you are. Who are you? I remember when I first started Periscope, that was one of the questions that I asked. Man, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? How do you define yourself? Do you even have a definition for yourself? You can define everything else, but you can't define yourself. Isn't that interesting? People can define everything else but themselves. When it comes down to them having to define themselves, they stump. They stumped. They don't know how to define. See, when you define yourself, you define your characteristics. I told y'all, I am a loving, compassionate, caring, no nonsense, will kick you in your ass, husband, father, and grandfather. That's who I am. That's who I, and see, and here's the thing. And at some point, even the definition that you have is going to change. It's going to change. Because the more responsibility that you take on will give you another definition about who you are. Learn to define yourself, man. And when you can define yourself, so you ain't got to worry about when somebody trying to talk about you, when somebody trying to demonize you, when somebody trying to discredit you and put you down. If you know yourself, man, that stuff roll off your back like water off a duck. It don't faze you. And see, when your understanding grows, offense won't even faze you. When you start, you ain't gonna get mad at everything, because why? You got some understanding. And that's the one thing that people need to work on, man, is their understanding. See, when you realize that a lot of this division and this confusion is designed to keep us scared of each other and afraid of each other, so we won't talk to one another. That's what all this division and chaos and confusion is designed to keep us from talking to one another. Because if we start talking to one another, see, we might get like the Tower of Babel. See, when in the Tower of Babel, it was just one language. Oh man, let me look that up. 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 Um. Oh. I got that spelled wrong. Okay. Genesis 11. Listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this. See, and this is why they keep you confused. This is why they can keep you confused. So that you can't figure out what's going on. 11, 1 through 9. All right, the Tower of Babel. Now the whole earth had one language and one speech. Okay? And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. Then they said to one another, "Come, let us make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They had brick for stone, and they had asphalt for mortar. And they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower whose top is in the heavens. Let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered abroad over the face of the whole earth." Verse 5. But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the sons of men had built. And the Lord said, "Indeed, the people are one, and they have one language. And this is what they began to do. Now nothing that they propose to do will be withheld from them. Come, let us go down there and confuse their language, that they may not understand one another's speech." So the Lord scattered them abroad from there over the face of all of the earth, and they ceased building the city. See, even God knows that Man, if I can stop you from talking to one another, I can keep you in bondage. See, even God knows if I can stop you from talking to one another, I will always keep you in bondage. Because you're going to always be in fear of one another. See, that's what that's designed to do, to keep you in fear of one another. Okay? Man, that's you know, I'm interested to see. Cause if the Bible say, listen, I don't care what y'all say. Okay, I'm gonna do what the Bible say do. And if the Bible say exalt her and she will promote you, she will bring you honor when you embrace her, a crown of glory, she will deliver to you. Man, I'm embracing understanding. I'm gonna come out, man, and just pray to God, Lord, give me the wisdom to be able to exalt understanding, because I want to see if it works. I want to see if it's true. That's what I want to see. I want to see if it's true. What have I got to lose? And that's one of the things, man, that it come back to your wisdom. That when you trust God and you believe in God for some stuff, see, you ain't gonna worry. And this is what this man, I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. I don't know how this gonna work out. All I know it is, I can't tell you how. I have no idea how this is gonna work out. All I know is it's gonna work out in my favor. And I ain't got to worry. Okay? I'm not gonna have to worry, because God is gonna work it out in my favor. Okay? It's gonna work it out in my favor. So anyway, look at your understanding, man. Check your understanding. Check out your knowledge, what you know, because that's what your check is based on. What they think you understand is how much they paying you. What you have been able to demonstrate that you understand is what you're getting paid. And if you want more, increase your understanding. You want a better life? Increase your understanding. Increase your understanding. Because your understanding is nothing but how to apply the knowledge that you've learned. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to learn nothing. You can't tell them nothing. You can't teach them nothing. And therefore, they lack in understanding. They're lacking in understanding, because that is the key. Okay? Listen, man. Thank y'all for joining me. I'll see you later.